All right, guys, how's it going? I don't know if you guys saw my live stream. If you didn't, it's not end of the world. I've been taking a loss every day this week. Yeah, I took a loss. I took 4 trades, 3 losses, and 1 break even. Today, this was my trade here. It was a loss. So I have made an adjustment to my strategy. A very, very small, minor adjustment. When it comes to taking your trades, you journal and you keep an eye on the way the trades are taken and what you could potentially improve and like things like that. That's what I've done. Okay. I have taken all of my trades and I've made a decision that I am going to refine my strategy a little bit, um, just a tiny bit. Right. So this is my trade here. Right. I'll show you where I entered. I entered off this change of character here, made a fair value gap, pushed into it. This was a very weak candle, right? This one I was more happy with, this candle here, right? This buy candle, right? So I entered off this one. Then we got a big push down straight away and inverse this fair value gap. It happens. It literally just happens. Nothing I could have done about it. However, right, the mistake that I made, which I am going to rectify next week when I come to trading, is having strong closes in fair value gaps, which I know we're supposed to do anyway. It's like rule number one of fair value gaps, but I just noticed that it didn't make that much of a difference when I was originally back testing it. Obviously, markets change. It's just how it happens. Markets change, stuff like that. My first official strategy to do with the golden bullet strategy, price just pushed into the fair value gap. I entered as soon as it pushed into it. And then I changed it a little bit so it had to respect it, because that's what I know has worked for me. I make an adjustment again to have a higher probability of winning a trade, right? So this one, right, left a big wick to the downside and a big wick to the upside, right? Okay, right. I would rather price left a wick like this. Not exactly a great analogy, but this box I've drawn here, right? A tiny, tiny little wick here. That's what I'm going to change, right? So this is what we call a strong close, right? So this one's a stronger close than this one, but because this one was classed as a indecisive candle, right? It's classed as an indecisive candle, and then we push lower like this, right? And then we got stopped out. That's been my biggest mistake this week. So I'm going to try this next week. Just trial it. Forward testing. So we've got back testing. Back testing is when you use something like the replay on TradingView, or you'll use something like FX replay, and you'll look at previous market data, which is great. Don't get me wrong for like the basics and things, but the markets shift over time. You look at a way to refine your strategies and stuff when you put it into practice. Okay. I know I had some messages and some people commenting and stuff saying I should use higher time frame bias. My strategy, the way that I'm trading it, doesn't use higher time frame bias. Okay, it's just the way that it works. I might add it in the future if I see that it helps me win more trades and stuff. I still have a win rate of 70, like 60, 70, 80%, something like that, right? So it's not the fact that I'm not profitable, okay? Before people start commenting that, I am still profitable. It's just about refining your strategy so your probability of winning more trades goes up. Okay, that's all it is. You increase your probability of winning a trade, then you end up making more money. That's the entire idea of trading. I can't even fucking speak. You want to increase your probability of taking a winning trade. Obviously, I took 4 trades this week. 2 were no, sorry, 3 were losses, 1 was break even, and I've already said that. It happens, okay? Just because I've lost 4 trades this week does not mean that I'm unprofitable, right? I'm still up. I'm still up overall, okay? However, I am going to add in a slightly better way of taking trades just purely because of what I've noticed over the past week, okay? So I always keep an eye on certain things like fair value gaps, change of character, stuff like that. Like this, strong change of character, right? Because we pushed up, like we pushed up, we broke on this here, this candle here, right? We broke above this high, but then we also closed above this high here. So I was happy with that. I said that was a strong change of character, okay? I was happy with that change of character. The only thing that went wrong with this trade that I took is that I saw this as a respect. So obviously it pushed in the fair value gap, pushed out of it, it respected it, okay? So this is what I'm going to keep an eye out from now on, right? So I want trades that, or fair value gaps, right? Let's say we've got a fair value gap here, right? This is our fair value gap. Well, that's a big fucking big fair value gap. Right, we've got the fair value gap here, right? Right? You have a candle that pushes into it like this, right? This is now what I am going to use as a weak close, right? It's indecisive. There is a same wick on both sides, right? However, you could have something like this, which would be a weak close, okay? So we've got weak close, strong close, and indecisive close, okay? Right? And then if you had something like this, here we go, there. That's a stronger close. Even better. There's a strong close. No wick, it's pushed into it, let's say, like this, right? It's pushed into the fair value gap. It's respected it. Sorry, I got it stuck in my eye. It's respected the fair value gap. Boom. Okay, we've pushed down into the fair value gap, and then we get a strong close. Okay, that would be a good indicator to take the trade. Okay. However, with indecisive closes, so weak closes, I will not enter off weak closes from now on. Just even if it respects it, I don't care. This is just what my strategy is going to be, okay? I need a strong close out of a fair value gap. So everything else in my strategy is still the same. 9 AM high, 9 AM low. We take out either side, wait for a change of character in the opposite direction. Then we need a strong close on a 1 minute fair value gap. Some people do it on the 5 minutes, some people do it on the 15 minute. Do whatever you want. I do it on the 1 minute. That's just what works for me, okay? Even if we get an indecisive close like this, right? What I want to see is... That's the completely wrong drawing tool. What I want to see is this. Something like this. Let's get it lined up properly. After, even if we get, let's say we get a tiny little wick, right? I will enter off a second candle. So we get indecisive, and then we get a more strong close with it. And then price will continue to push higher to the take profit there, right? Okay. So we come down. Okay, let's just draw this out so it's easy for you guys to understand. We come down, right? No, this would be an uptrend. Duh. Right. So we come up like this, right? And then we create this fair value gap. And then we come down and form this candle, push into it, and then push higher. Excuse me. Right, what I want in the future, what I want to see is a strong close. 2 candles, strong close. If this first one is a stronger close with less of a wick, like that's like no wick, right? I'll just take that trade off that candle. However, as I said before, if it is an indecisive or a weak close, then I'll wait for a stronger bullish or bearish candle after. That's as simple as my change goes. I like to make consistent changes. Not like every week, but like this is my first change in like a couple of months maybe. Just to make sure that I'm still on top of like the markets and what I'm potentially doing wrong and things like that, okay? Doesn't mean I'm a bad trader. Everyone makes changes. You've got big YouTubers like TJR, PG Trades, like FX Alex G, people like that. They will continuously make changes, like maybe like 2 a year, and then maybe add one more Confluence in or something. Like order blocks. I took order blocks out beginning of the year just because I didn't win that many trades on it. So yeah, this is the change I'm going to make. Strong close. That's the thing that is a big rule, okay? So, right. Let's do this. Right, let's have a look. Right, okay. So, number one. I want it black. Why is it? Number one, right? What we want is take out 9 a.m. high / low, right? And then number two, we want a market structure shift, change a character, break a structure, whatever you want to call it. In the I can't spell. You want a change of character, market structure shift in the opposite direction. Number three, we want a 1 min fair value gap with a strong close. And then number four, enter target other side. Jesus Christ, I can't spell. Target other side of 9 a.m. range. That's my strategy there. Very simply. So we're waiting for strong closes, right? So we want a strong close. That's the only thing that I'm adding into my strategy. Well, not adding in because I already have fair value gaps, but just making very small minor adjustments to how I enter a trade so there's higher probability of me winning. Because as you guys can see with the trade I took today, we didn't get as strong. It was a very indecisive close here. So very weak close, then an indecisive close, and then it pushed straight through and then shot all the way down. Stop me out. It happens. Not much you can do about it. But yeah. So I need to make sure that I get a 1 minute fair value gap with a strong close. It has to be a strong close. If it's not the first candle, then it's the second candle, okay? And the second candle doesn't have to reach back into the fair value gap. So, for example, here, right, I could get something like this, right? The price comes back down, reaches into the fair value gap, and then pushes higher, and then we get a stronger bullish close. For example, this is the bullish example. I'll draw out a bearish example for you, and then you can see. Doesn't need to push back into the fair value gap. As long as price respects it on the first candle, or if we push into it, then break, like when we officially respect it in a sense. The next candle doesn't, as I said, it doesn't have to push back into the fair value gap as long as it is a strong close. That's all that I'm worried about, right? Then we get another fair value gap here. Right, there you go. There's your fair value gap. Right, then we get, it's exactly the same, just opposite way around, right? Price breaks out of it. Obviously, yeah, we broke. So there'll be another candle here in the fair value gap. and then we get a weak close. It's an example of a weak one, not just an indecisive one. And then afterwards, we get quite a large strong close. Right, this is a strong close. It's always in the direction it's going. So this is a let's have a look. This is a downwards candle, right? It's red. That's supposed to be red. Don't worry about it. That's a downwards candle, right? It's a bearish candle. Okay. So you want a very little wick or no wick. No wick's even better, right? There you go. No wick on the candle as it pushes in the direction where the fair, where you fill the fair value gap. So price will come up. Yeah, price will come down like this, make that fair value gap, push back into it, and then continue lower. So you want price to push with it in a sense. So you want a candle with a strong close in the direction of the fair value gap. So a bearish or bullish. So this one is bullish. So we get it closed in the direction of the bullish fair value gap. And this one is bearish. So we want it to close in the direction of the bearish fair value gap. That's basically how it goes. So yeah, all of next week, I'm going to keep an eye on fair value gaps with strong closes. If it's not the first one, then the second one. Anything more than two. So if we get something like this, right, where it's indecisive again, then that is a big no-no. We do not take that trade. Even if price continues up and hits your take profit, it's like you didn't get a good enough entry. That wasn't an A+ entry, okay? Maybe you can go in with a little bit less. Yeah, sure, you could if you wanted to. But at the same time, because there's no like decisive like where price wants to go, it's like you've got an undecisive candle and then another undecisive candle. Price could quite happily just come back down and then hit your stop loss, which is like down here, right? Because it's very undecisive, okay? So that is what I'm going to add. Let me know in the comments if you guys think this is a good ad, maybe what else I could potentially add to maybe make my strategy a bit better. And then let me guys know what have you added to your strategy or slightly changed a bit to make it a bit better. I'm very curious to know how other people trade and stuff. Not to have a go at you guys or tell you guys that your strategy is shit, because I won't do that, because everyone's strategy is different. So yeah, I'll keep you guys updated next week. I'll be streaming at New York Open on Kick every week, and we'll keep an eye on fair value gaps with strong closes. That's all I'm adding in. But yeah, so this is what I'm adding in. I need strong closes. If it's not the first one, then the second one, and then if you don't get one after that, no entry, unfortunately. But yeah, as I said, let me know in the comments. Have you guys added anything new to your strategy? And if you could like and subscribe. I'm really trying to push this content out, get some good quality content so you guys know what's going on and things. But yeah, that would be great. Hope you guys take care of yourself. And I'll speak to you next week. Take care.